Today we will be doing algebraic methods. This is a topic from Pure Mathematics 2 for A-level students. And this topic has itself with 3 subtopics in a Pure Mathematics book by Pearson. Algebraic fractions. It's the first topic that you already did this in IGCSE as well. That's super similar. There are hard questions here than the IGCSE itself, but the main concept, like the main idea is the same there. And then we will be doing after that algebraic fractions, dividing polynomials, where you haven't done this in IGCSE, but itself is an easy a long division we will be doing here. That's going to be done in the next video. And then it comes after the factor theory. It's an interesting topic. And then the remainder theory, it's basically the main idea or a general idea for the factor theory. And the mathematical proof. This is the thing you actually did in IGCSE also, but it's like a more wider explanation or deeper, harder questions that we have here. And you'll be doing a more explanations throughout the solution in the mathematical proof, and the methods of the proof will be the last topic. Okay, so algebraic methods has 6 subtopics: algebraic fractions, dividing polynomial, the factor theory, remainder theory, mathematical proof, and the methods of proof, the pure algebra. We're going to be starting with algebraic topic, the first video, algebraic fractions I mean. And I'll be solving 2 examples. Basically the topic is, there's no such in algebraic fractions, there's no such like a deeper the theorems here, or let's say formulas. It's just the pure algebra, and also I will actually call it like a common sense that you need to use here to solve the question. I will solving 2 examples. The one I took it from the book. Example 1 is just simple examples. I try to cover here in this example different kind of problems that you can be faced while solving the algebraic fractions. And then the last one is a little harder exam style questions. We are going to be spending more time on these questions. Alright, let's go. Algebraic fractions. In specifically algebraic fractions that you are going to be asked to simplify the fraction. That can be asked in let's say in a differentiation or in integration, in other topic that is basically integrated with the algebraic fractions. So first thing that you are going to be asked is simplify the fraction and then integrate it or differentiate it or something related. So in the past paper questions you might gonna face with that, and which is on my other videos. You can actually see anything that related to actually mention. Okay, anyway, you can simplify algebraic fraction using division. When simplifying algebraic fraction where possible, sometimes it's not going to be possible, factorize the numerator and denominator, or only a denominator or only a numerator, and cancel the common factors. Okay, so in this question part A, so I'm basically asked to simplify this fraction. So there are 2 ways to do that. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to be factorizing numerator. So as you can see, x is the common factor in the numerator, and I'm going to be taking x out, so that will give us, this is a factorization, presumably you remember from this from IGCSE. So that's going to giving us 7x cubed minus 2x squared plus 6. That's divided by x, which is given in the denominator. So I took x out. So whenever you are not sure whether you factorize it correctly or not, you can actually let's say expand the brackets and see if you got it correct or not. Okay, once you have done this, you can see the x's are the common factors. You can simplify them, and then that's going to be giving you 7x cubed minus 2x squared plus 6. That's going to be the final answer. Okay, in the next question, that's even easier. That's already factorized for us. As you can see, this is some quadratic expressions factorized as x plus 7, 2x minus 1, and on the denominator we have 2x minus 1. All you have to do is the factorize, let's say, cancel out the common factors, and that's going to be giving you x plus 7. That will be the final answer. It's easier, but not always it's going to be that easier. This, for example, this one, the one after quadratic expression is given, we should be factorizing it as we have over here, and then we need to find the common factors if there is, and then we need to be cancelling them out. Okay, so there must be a common factor over here, because the question says simplify. There must be something that we can simplify. So actually just do these questions in a way. So if there is something hidden here, that's going to be cancelled out with x plus 3. So what I have to do is I should have x plus 3 on the top. So basically x plus 3 has to be there, and then I need to be thinking of what I need to write. Remember, when you're factorizing quadratics, so there are two numbers that multiply to 12 and add up to 7. We already know one of them is 3. The other one must be obviously 4, x plus 4, and then x plus 3 on the denominator. So x plus 3 simplified. Finally, we have x plus 4. Okay, so as you can see, the question's getting harder. On the top, we just asked to simplify one thing. Factorize one thing and simplify was easy. And the one after is a quadratic expression. Since it's already factorized for us, we'll just simplify the common factor. And then the one after, we didn't have to simplify or factorize the denominator, but the numerator has to be. We did it, and we found a common factor, and we simplified. The question over here is basically have the quadratic expression both on the numerator and the denominator. We don't know what's a common factor here. When you don't know it, like, just go with the one that easy for you to factorize. So for me, it's easy to factorize x squared plus 6x plus 5. So I'm going to be factorizing it as x plus 5, and then the x plus 1. Expand and see if you are right. And then, so I'm guessing that there will be x plus 5 on the denominator also, and there will be an x minus 2 as well. So remember, the product must be negative 10, that you did this in IGCSE. Sum must be positive 3. 5 times negative 2 will be negative 10. 5 plus negative 2 will be 3. That's right. So then all you have to do is factorize the common factors, and you're going to have x plus 1 on the top and x minus 2 on the bottom. So I wanted to tell you one thing that I think I've forgotten. What I was thinking to tell you. Anyway, if I remember, yes, so common mistakes by the students. You are never ever allowed to simplify x squared with x squared. I don't know, x with x, 3 with 6. You are never ever allowed to do that. That's completely something opposite to mathematical rules. So you remember, you can only simplify as long as you have a product between the expressions. You are not allowed to simplify in a way that I show you, which is completely gonna lead you a complete different answer, which is wrong, and you're not gonna even get a mark for this. Okay, like, not even closer. You can check this with the numbers, like if you have like 2 plus 6 plus 5, for example, and you're dividing it by some other sum, and if you just, like, let's say 2 plus, I don't know, 5 plus 7, let's make it 3 here, that's all total is 10, and let's say we are dividing it by let's say 2 plus 3, okay? So if you just calculate the final answer to this expression, like 2 plus 5 plus 3 is 10, 10 divided by 5 is 2, but if you actually start simplifying this insanely, which you need to write 1 here, because this way you means you're dividing it, it's going to be a 7 on the top and divided by 2, which is not even closer, right? Never ever do this. That's a common mistake done by the students. Okay, so let's move on to the last question in this example. I believe that's the last question in this example. They say 2x squared plus an 11 plus 11x plus 12 divided by x plus 3 and x plus 4. We're going to be simplifying this, first factorizing the numerator. Okay, remember there is a clue on the denominator. So what do I mean by clue? That means there must be a common factor with the denominator so you can simplify it. Okay, so I do know that there will be a 2x and an x on the numerator, right? Because I know that 2x times x is only going to be 2x squared, so I need to write this, and everything is plus. There will be a plus, so it's either plus 3 with this or plus 4. Remember, we need to get 12 when we multiply, so it's okay to write 3 and 4, but we still don't know whether this is going to be 3, this is going to be 4, or the vice versa. And keep in your mind that there must be a plus 11, x is in the middle. I think this case is completely correct now. Let's see, 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x, which is 11 plus 12. But if you write it the vice versa, it is not going to be 11 in the middle. If you write here 4, it's right. If you write here 3, if that's going to give us let's say plus 11x in the middle, so you need to be very careful with your factorization. By the way, you can use your calculator to help you with the factorization if necessary. Okay, so we realize that x plus 4 is common. We take them away and we say, all right, that's going to be 2x plus 3 over x plus 3. So we are done. Okay, there will be one more example coming, and after that this subtopic is over. Okay, so hopefully you have an idea now, or you just kind of like doing a revision on this topic. Maybe some students are really good at this topic, so if you are okay with this, you can actually pause the video and go to your book and, let's say, practice more questions and examples on that. Okay, example number 2 is we have another algebraic fraction, and that's equals to ax times x plus b over x plus 3. So basically we understand this expression is going to be simplified to something look like this, and where we know that a, b, c are constants, like basically 2, 3, 4, for example, and we need to work out the value of a, b, c. So we need to find what are a and b and c. Alright, best way to do this is just to, I'm going to be copying this just to factorize the expression. So factorize this algebraic expression. So I'm going to be taking 3x out from 6x cubed, 3x squared, 84x. So if I take 3x's out from 6x squared, that means I left there 2x, 3x cubed, 3x squared, okay? And that's going to be giving us plus just an x, and minus, quickly dividing 84 by 3, that's going to be 28. Okay, that will be 1 in the numerator. You can double check this. I'm going to be double checking this, so always double check not to make a mistake. Okay, the same thing that I'm going to be doing with the denominator, but in the denominator there is no x common x's, but the 6, oh not the 6, is 3 is the common factor for all terms. That gives us 2x squared minus 11x and plus 42 divided by 3 gives us 14. Okay, so all you gotta do now is to, you can actually already simplify the 3's. You can write the x. All you gotta do is to factorize 2x squared plus x minus 28. There will be a 2x. We're gonna be thinking when then x over there. We are going to be figuring out what we need to write there, and also there will be a 2x here. There will be an x here as well. All right. So what I have to do now is to think of what I need to write here, like whether plus or minus, because not everything is plus over here. That basically when I expand only this part, not going to consider when I'm expanding that to give me exactly this. All right, so I'm thinking of to write 7 and 4 because that product gives me 28, or it can be 2 and 14. I'm going to be checking with the 7 and 4 because there is a smaller number like 1 in the middle, so it's not okay to go with 2 and 14 because they're like much away, bigger numbers. So 7 and 4, but I don't know where to write the 7, where to write 4. For now I'm going to be saying let's write minus 4 here. No, minus 7 here and plus 4 here. The reason that I do this is 2 times 4 will be 8, and the negative 7 times x will be but basically 8x's and negative 7x's add up to 1x, and so that's basically the one we are looking for. Okay, so you can do this process actually with your calculator. It's okay, but it's not that really hard. It's just a little bit of trial and improve method you can do. And the next one which I'm going to be doing is, I know already there must be a one of this over here. If this is plus 4, that's not gonna work because something times 4 will not give us 14. That means this can be minus 7 over here, like, because it's going to be simplified, and I am sure there will be a minus 2 here. Okay, so let's just check this out. 4, negative 7 gives us 11. Alright, so that's it. So all I have to do is simplify the common factors, and that is going to be giving us x multiplied by x plus 4 and x minus 2. Alright, so they said that is the same as this one. Okay, so that means they are the same. Let's equalize them. I can now say, as you can see, there is 1 in front of x. I can now say a is 1, then I can say b is 4, then I can say c is negative 2. So I'm done. Okay, so that's the hardest question I guess you can see in the exam or in the book, any exercise you're doing. Okay, so like the longest example that I would say. Alright, so now we are done algebraic fractions. So the next video is going to be dividing polynomials.